Beneath the allure of skydiving's breathtaking freedom lies a chilling reality that few truly grasp. While soaring through the skies promises thrill and exhilaration, the dark underbelly of this extreme sport reveals a haunting truth. Skydiving can be deadly. When something goes wrong, the consequences can be catastrophic. This unsettling truth is starkly illustrated by a series of devastating accidents that have marred the sport's reputation. From the tragic Erie skydiving disaster in 1967, where a miscalculation led to the deaths of 16 divers plunging into the icy waters of Lake Erie, to the catastrophic mishaps at DeLand Municipal Airport in 2024, these stories underscore the perilous risks skydivers face. Each tale reveals the often overlooked dangers that come with jumping from great heights. Join us as we delve into the 8 deadliest skydiving tragedies that serve as grim reminders of the fine line between thrill and disaster. Viewer discretion is advised. Coming in at number 8, the Erie skydiving tragedy, a fatal miscalculation. On August 27, 1967, a chilling catastrophe unfolded near Lake Erie. 18 skydivers aboard a North American B-25 Mitchell bomber jumped from 20,000 feet. The plane, piloted by Bob Carnes, had mistakenly drifted over Lake Erie instead of its intended drop zone near Ortner Airport. The cloud cover was so thick that Carnes relied on Cleveland air traffic control for guidance. Tragically, the controller, Angle Smith, confused the B-25 with a Cessna 180, leading Carnes to believe he was over land. As the skydivers leaped through the clouds, they had no clue they were plunging into the icy waters of Lake Erie, 4 to 5 nautical miles from shore. Upon breaking through the clouds at 4,000 feet, the skydivers were horrified to find themselves over water. Despite frantic attempts to shed heavy gear, only 2 survivors managed to stay afloat long enough to be rescued. 16 of the divers drowned. The incident, the deadliest skydiving accident at the time, spurred scrutiny and led to tighter regulations. A subsequent investigation revealed multiple failures, including the pilot's inability to navigate and the controller's crucial mistake. Coming in at number 7, the Mannheim Chinook tragedy, a grim anniversary. On a fatal day, September 11, 1980, a chilling catastrophe unfolded in the heart of Mannheim, Germany. The city was celebrating its 375th anniversary with a grand air show, where the sky was supposed to be a canvas of excitement and marvel. Among the flying wonders was a U.S. Army Boeing Vertol CH-47C Chinook, bearing the ominous serial number 7422292, and operated by the 295th Assault Support Helicopter Company known as the Cyclones. The monstrous helicopter, a symbol of military might, carried 46 souls, parachutists and crew, into the sky. The Chinook, once a beacon of strength, became a harbinger of doom. As the crowd below cheered, a sinister force was at play, hidden from all but the most discerning eyes. Unbeknownst to those who watched with bated breath, a deadly secret lurked within the helicopter's machinery. Ground walnut shells, innocuous bits used as cleaning the machinery, had accumulated in the helicopter's hydraulic system. These seemingly harmless shells, when combined with hydraulic fluid, triggered a nightmarish failure of the helicopter's controls. As the Chinook struggled to maintain its flight, the skies above Mannheim turned the celebration to terror. The helicopter plunged from the sky, a fiery symbol of tragedy. All 46 aboard perished in the crash, a horrifying reminder of the dangers that lurk unseen. The disaster left a dark shadow over Mannheim, forever marking the anniversary with a grim reminder of how quickly joy can turn to sorrow. This dreadful incident exposed grave flaws in maintenance procedures, revealing how something as innocuous as walnut shells could lead to such a catastrophic failure. It became a chilling lesson in the importance of vigilance and the hidden perils that lurk behind the facade of everyday operations. Coming in at number 6, plunge into tragedy, the deadly skydiving accidents of DeLand Airport. On March 25, 2024, a tragic skydiving accident unfolded at DeLand Municipal Airport in DeLand, Florida, when a skydiver suffered a fatal hard landing. The incident, reported by DeLand Police Department, occurred around 2:30 p.m. The victim's name was not disclosed as authorities awaited notifications of next of kin. This fatality marks the second such incident at DeLand Municipal Airport in less than 2 years. The first occurred in October 2022 when a skydiver lost his life due to a malfunctioning parachute during a botched landing. Both accidents highlight the persistent risks inherent in skydiving and the critical need for rigorous safety measures and equipment checks. DeLand Municipal Airport, a public-use facility owned by the city of DeLand, is well regarded for its skydiving operations. The repeated accidents at this site have intensified scrutiny over safety protocols, though. The DeLand Police Department is actively investigating the latest incident to determine its cause and to ensure that proper safety procedures are followed to prevent future tragedies. Coming in at number 5, the tragic skydiving disaster at the South Pole. On December 7, 1997, a harrowing tragedy unfolded at the South Pole, claiming the lives of 3 seasoned skydivers during what was believed to be the first civilian skydiving attempt over the icy expanse. The ill-fated 6-person team, organized by Adventure Network International, departed from a Twin Otter aircraft at a daunting altitude of 18,000 feet. With the South Pole resting at 9,500 feet above sea levels, the jumpers were perilously high above the snow-covered surface. The chilling scene was discovered within a mile of the station. 2 parachutes had failed to deploy, while a reserve chute partially opened for a 3rd skydiver. The South Pole doctor and trauma team managed to recover the bodies after a brief but intense search. Among the survivors were 3 others, including 2 Norwegians and an American, who landed safely despite the catastrophic failure. The disaster struck the South Pole community deeply, casting a somber shadow over the station. The tragic loss included Steve Mulholland, a respected carpenter whose memory lingered as his name was etched into the icy landscape. The accident underscored the perils of private expeditions in Antarctica, raising concerns about resource strains on rescue operations. As the seasons change, the tale of this dark day will haunt the frozen continent, a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving grip. Coming in at number 4, Eloy's grim descent, the deadliest skydiving tragedy. On a chilling day in Eloy, Arizona, an unsettling tragedy unfolded that would send shivers through the skydiving community. On Wednesday around noon, Terry Gardner, a 73-year-old veteran skydiver, embarked on what should have been an exhilarating formation jump with 3 other experienced divers, all from 14,000 feet. The sky was clear and the conditions seemed perfect for a daring leap, but as the group plummeted towards the earth, something went terribly wrong. Gardner's main parachute failed to open fully, leaving him to hurtle uncontrollably towards the ground. While his companions managed to land safely, Gardner was rushed to the hospital, where he tragically succumbed to his injuries. Gardner, a resident of nearby Casa Grande and a skydiver with thousands of jumps under his belt, was using his own gear. Despite the calm weather, the reserve parachute was never deployed. Skydive Arizona, who maintained Gardner's equipment, reported that an investigation is underway to uncover the cause of the malfunction. Federal Aviation Administration officials will scrutinize the packing of the parachute and flight rules. If no violations are found, the case will be handed over to local police. This incident follows another recent disaster in Eloy, where a hot air balloon crash claimed multiple lives. The dark clouds of tragedy continue to hover over this seemingly tranquil desert town. Coming in at number 3, the haunting legacy of Lodi Parachute Center. In Northern California, the Lodi Parachute Center casts a dark shadow over skydiving with a chilling legacy of death. Over the years, this cursed facility north of Stockton has claimed the lives of 28 people from 1985 to 2021. The most harrowing tales come from its young victims, 15-year-old Devin Whitaker, who fell to his death in 1993, and 18-year-old Tyler Turner, whose tragic demise in 2016 shook the skydiving world. On that fateful day, Tyler Turner celebrated his high school graduation with a tandem jump. His guide, Yang Kwan, a 25-year-old who had recently moved from South Korea, was tragically unqualified. As they soared from 14,000 feet, their parachutes tangled and failed to deploy. The horror unfolded as both plunged to their deaths, leading to Tyler's Law in 2017. This legislation aimed to ensure skydiving centers vetted their instructors' credentials, a reform spurred by this disaster. Despite receiving a $40 million judgment, Turner's family has seen no compensation from former owner Bill Dawes. The FAA, after issuing $933,000 in fines, admitted it could not close the center. Even after a 2021 fatality, Dawes' cold response was, "You have to go on," as if the jumps were mere car wrecks. The deadly saga continues, casting a dark pall over Lodi's skies. Coming in at number 2, the haunting fall of Gina Triplicata. In Thomaston, Georgia, a sinister shadow fell over a skydiving adventure gone horribly wrong. Gina Triplicata, a bright-eyed 18-year-old just starting her adult life, decided to take a leap of faith by skydiving for the first time. On that fateful Sunday, her excitement turned to horror as she and instructor Nick Esposito, 35, plummeted from 14,000 feet. Her family watched from below, their hearts sinking as they saw the parachute spin uncontrollably, their loved ones somersaulting in the sky. The grim reality hit when Sheriff Dan Kilgore confirmed that both Gina and Esposito had died on the scene. The primary parachute had failed to open, leading to a horrifying spin, and the reserve chute never fully deployed. Despite skydiving being statistically safe, this accident cast a dark pall over the sport. Gina, a devoted high school senior who loved Harry Styles and Grey's Anatomy, was supposed to graduate soon and pursue her dreams of teaching. Her father, Joey Triplicata, devastated by the loss, described the excruciating wait for answers as a heart-wrenching ordeal. Coming in at number 1, tragedy strikes over Waller County. In Waller County, Texas, a seemingly routine skydiving day turned into a nightmare as the sun cast its light on a chilling disaster. On that fateful Saturday afternoon, the serene sky was shattered by a tragic tandem jump that left one dead and another clinging to life. Barton Davis, a local resident accustomed to the thrill of skydivers slicing through the sky, noticed something was amiss. A parachute, blue and white, spiraled uncontrollably as it plummeted towards the earth. Davis's heart sank as he realized the parachute wasn't opening properly. The peaceful afternoon was soon overwhelmed by the wail of sirens and the thud of helicopters. The horror unfolded before his eyes. The instructor's parachute failed to deploy, and the backup chute also malfunctioned, leading to a catastrophic landing. The instructor died from his injuries, while the female student was rushed to a trauma center, fighting for her life. Neighbors, including Rose Ferris, prayed fervently as emergency responders swarmed the scene. Skydive Houston, deeply shaken, suspended operations and awaited investigations by local authorities and the FAA, who only inspect equipment and flight rules, leaving the true cause of the tragedy shrouded in uncertainty. The stark reality of skydiving's perils is brought into sharp focus through these tragic stories. From the chilly, eerie skydiving disaster of '67 to the recent catastrophes at Eloy and DeLand, these accounts reveal the extreme risks and harrowing outcomes that can transform a thrilling jump into a deadly event. Each story underscores the profound impact of malfunction and misjudgment, offering a sobering reflection on the true cost of skydiving. One question remains though: what other dark secrets lie hidden in the skies, waiting to be uncovered?